Hey guys, it's Leah. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you guys about 8 tips for succeeding on WW. I have recently lost 60 pounds on the WW Blue plan, and I want to share my best tips and tricks for being successful and losing weight on this program. So let's get right into the video. My first tip for you is to take baby steps. Now, this could mean as far as what you're eating, this could mean with exercise, this could cover a multitude of different ideas. But what we really want to avoid is jumping in full-fledged, a lot of restriction, a lot of activity, a lot just like too much to where it's not something that you can keep up every day. So my advice to you would be to take very small baby steps to the point where you're like, wow, that doesn't seem like I'm doing enough, because you want to slowly incorporate things into your life to where you can actually keep it up. So for example, when I started out, I definitely wasn't working out hardcore every single day or running like I am now. I started out very slow walking. And that was a big step up for me because I was very, I want to say lazy, but that's not really the word that I'm looking for. I was very still and I just didn't move. I just never got off the couch, to the point where I would look at my steps for the day and I would have like 800 steps. Like, that is just ridiculous. That means you are hardly walking around at all during the day. So that's something that I really wanted to change. So when I started taking walks, that was like a big deal to me. And honestly, it hurt. It hurt when I was first taking walks because I was so heavy. It hurt my back. It hurt my knees. I would come home at night and my knees were aching. But I knew that with every pound that I take off, that it was going to get easier, and it did. And that definitely proved to be true. As I've gotten lighter, my stamina has gotten better. I've been able to try new and different activities and add more in. As far as like applying this to food, I would think like if you are having ice cream every single night or a whole bag of potato chips every single night, then something that you can do would either be to maybe portion out your ice cream, maybe pour some potato chips into a bowl and don't eat the whole bag that night. And try that for a week. And then after you do that, cut your portion again. And then until you feel ready to say, you know what, I don't need this in my life. My second tip would be to keep it simple. Now, this has been like such a motto throughout my life. I need things to be really simple because I get easily overwhelmed. So for me, I like to have a lot of ready-made stuff, not junk or processed food, but just like maybe some grilled chicken that may be done in a bag that I can just throw in the air fryer, or like frozen broccoli. Like, a lot of people, think that you have to have tons of fresh vegetables in your fridge ready to go, but I tend more towards some of the ready-made stuff, and it's okay. Like, I give myself grace with that because it just makes it simpler for me. So that's how I like to do it. And you've got to know yourself and know what you need and how you're going to succeed. And that's how I know I'm going to succeed. So I know if I'm going to try to make a huge meal every night and make it like gourmet and chop onions and garlic and stuff like that, like, I'm not going to do it. Like, that just seems like so much work to me. But some people really enjoy cooking and they enjoy doing that, and more power to them. Go for it. Absolutely. To each his own. But I like to keep it simple, and I think at the beginning it might be easier to keep it simple. So that's my second tip. Okay, so my third tip would be to eat what you like. So this is huge. This has been huge for me. I have always followed different influencers or different people on diets and stuff like that, and just thought, oh, if I could just eat like her, I'm gonna copy every single meal that she eats, and then I'll lose weight and then I'll be happy. And that actually just does not work. So after doing that like so many times, it just doesn't work. So what will work is to take the things that you enjoy, the things that you love to eat, and make them a little more healthy, make them eatable on the plan. So like, for example, with me, one of my favorite foods of all time, some people are gonna be like, sick, gross, ew. One of my favorite foods would be like a Taco Bell bean burrito. So I have found a way to just kind of make that at home with beans, which, hello, beans are 0 points. So, but Taco Bell's beans are not 0 points because they add things into them. So anyway, at home, I can get beans and cheese and all the stuff I want in my burrito, fry it up with a 1 point tortilla, and I have a really low point lunch. I eat a version of that like every single day, and I love it. It's like my favorite meal. You'll see that on my channel because you're probably going to be seeing it a lot if you watch me. But yes, take what you like, make it sustainable. I'm all for the 2-ingredient dough, but I've also adapted the 2-ingredient dough and made it my own. Like, I like to, instead of just making pizza, I like to make calzones, pizza calzones, and I also make my chicken pot pie like calzone slash like hot pocket type thing. So I make that as well. It is so delicious. And that was something that I kind of just like came up with, and I'm obsessed with it. And I adapted it from some other people's recipes, some other people's chicken pot pie recipes. Well, anyway, that's what works for me. You'll see the meals that work for me. And I've totally lost weight with that. So that chicken pot pie, bean burritos, like those are two of my favorite things, and I've absolutely made them work for me. Number 4 would be to make it sustainable. Okay, so this has kind of been like a theme throughout everything I've been saying so far, but you definitely have to make sure that this is something that you can do for the rest of your life. This is like probably my biggest tip, and the thing that has helped me the most is to make it sustainable, because that's the biggest thing you have to do with how you're eating every single day, is to make sure you're going to be able to keep eating like that every single day if that's how you lose your weight. So it's just so important. So make sure that you are making it sustainable, because you'll have to eat like that for the rest of your life to maintain your weight loss, to maintain your body once you get to the point where you want to be. That was something that was never on my radar, and it is now. It was such a light bulb moment for me, because I was like, oh, I have to pick the meals that I want to eat forever, or, you know, close to it. Like, you can always switch things up, but you really have to be in a place where you can sustain it. I apologize if the angle has been awkward. My thing keeps wanting to move. But anyways, back to the list. My next tip would be water, protein, sleep. I literally wrote water, protein, sleep. Making sure that you're getting your water, because it is so important to be hydrated with weight loss, to get enough sleep with weight loss, and to make sure you're eating pretty high protein, whether you're vegetarian, vegan, or an omnivore. Like, you really need to make sure that you are eating a good amount of protein, because I see people that eat a big bowl of pasta or a big bowl of rice, and they're hungry like an hour or two later, and it's just like, well, no wonder there's nothing in there to like keep you satiated. So it's just really important. That's something that I've learned, and I've just kind of started to veer away from the things that don't keep me full, that don't keep me satisfied. And it has helped me so tremendously to eat low calorie and to stay within my points and all that good stuff. My next tip, number 6, is that exercise is extra. So people tend to think that exercise is what makes you lose weight, which it absolutely helps. It's absolutely so good for you. But what I have learned on this journey is that exercise is extra. What really matters is your calories in and your calories out, which is what Weight Watchers helps you to stay within. And you can not work out for like the first half of your journey. Say you're like really heavy and it's hard for you to walk. You could not work out the whole time And until you start to feel lighter and more ready and more agile, whatever, then start working out. But exercise is extra. It's not the key to weight loss, because you can exercise all day long, and if your diet's not right, you will not lose weight, period. That is what I have learned. Number 7, what I've done throughout this whole journey and what has really helped me stay in the game is that I have been working on my mindset. I listen to a whole bunch of podcasts about weight and mindset and just where your mind should be when you are losing weight, when you're working on yourself, when you gain weight, when you step on the scale, all of the above. And it has helped me tremendously. I cannot stress this enough. Because you can lose weight all day long, every day. I've lost weight probably a good 3 to 4 times. I've lost almost all my weight and then gone right back and then gained even more weight. So this is so important to work on your mindset, because that's what's really going to keep you. It's going to help make things right. It's going to help you stay motivated. It's going to change who you are and what you reach for and how often you reach for it, and everything that goes along with overeating and binging and not taking care of yourself in general. So it's just so important. If you guys would be interested in me naming some of the podcasts that I listen to that keep me straight, I would love to do a video on that. My 8th and final tip is do not quit. This is the other biggest thing besides making everything sustainable, which is basically what this list comes down to. The whole thing is, every single time I've lost weight, I've quit. And like I said, that comes back down to mindset. It comes back down to the things that you're doing, making it sustainable, all of that. And if you do not have consistency, if you're overeating 6 out of 7 days, you can't expect to see weight loss. If you are tracking, doing what you're supposed to for 5 days out of the week, you're going to see results. Even if you have a couple off days, it's okay. Just keep going. And you're going to have days that are going to be hard. You're going to have days where you're going to want to quit. You're going to have days where it's going to be I'm doubting this whole system. I'm doubting all of this. You just have to keep going, and you will see results. There have been several times during this journey where I felt that old feeling creeping back in of, oh, this doesn't work for me. This obviously isn't working. I need something else. This isn't fast enough. Blah, 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 blah. Keep going. Just tell your brain, because your brain wants to know what's going to happen next. And once you tell it, it starts working towards what it's going to do next. So you just tell your brain, and I literally have done this, sounds so crazy, but I literally have done this throughout my entire journey. We are not quitting. I repeated that to myself over and over and over again. Every time I started to feel anxious, nervous, irritated with the program, irritated with myself, frustrated, whatever, I just said, doesn't matter. We're not quitting. I gained 2 pounds. Doesn't matter. We're not quitting. And when you have that mindset, you will succeed. It will happen. It's just a matter of time. The only way you can fail is to quit. Period. And it just makes so much sense. That is something else that's clicked for me. Really, really, really helped me. So anyway, guys, that was my 8th and final tip. And I just wanted to share this because I feel like this can really help someone. I hope it can help someone anyway. So this journey can be really hard at first. Trust me, I know. It can feel impossible. It can feel totally overwhelming. But right now, I'm 2 pounds away from my goal. And I wouldn't trade this for anything. I never want to go back to where I was before. Ever, ever, ever. I never want to feel that way again. I never want to feel that sick. I never want to feel that heavy. I never want to feel that sad ever again. I will never trade this feeling in. So I know that this time, this is for real. Okay, so those are my tips. I hope they help you. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.